All right, I'm back in low income. I have a much better internet connection. My house stinks to high heaven. I'm going to show you why. Part of it was because Jamie Curtis's grandmother used to live here, and as Christian as she was, she had a cat named Demon. She kept Demon. His litter box was in the closet, apparently, and that's why if I don't leave my door open, the longer it's closed and windows are closed, the more the cat shit smell permeates through the place. Now, when I left Virginia and came back to Chapel, finally, for once in my life, somebody finally listened to me instead of telling me to go do these things where I am literally every time brushed off. When you have the tag of mentally ill, you're different. You have to have someone to speak up for you. You are not allowed. You understand that? And then they use my intelligence to pretend like they allowed me. But they didn't. Now I'm going to give you a tour here of my place. Although it's a shit pit, I mean, really, I don't stay here. It's a fucking storage facility. Um, I'll start off with the printer that I just got. A printer that if I hadn't been made homeless over Natalie's death, I could have spent my disability money to get the things that I needed to defend myself. Since for a whole year beforehand, nobody gave a holy fucking goddamn. Now, as much as I would like to say that I want to drag all these people in court so that I can shove it in their face how they're fucking harm, how they're evil, how their negligence resulted in many people harming me just simply because they didn't care. You don't care about the disabled. You don't care about the homeless. You don't care about the mentally ill. These are your go to people. When you can't go victimize a black person, or you can't take it out on the cop who victimized you for being a black person, you go find somebody like me. Because I don't talk like this, I don't have the help that I need. Meanwhile, there are plenty of people who talk like this, because they're deaf, despite the fact that they are highly intelligent. There are people who talk like this because they have conditions in their throat, in the nasal cavities, or in the top of their mouth that make them talk weird. So you assume that they're disabled and they need your help. When if they don't talk like that, if they talk like this, oh, obviously they don't need your help. They're intelligent. They can do it all themselves. Oh, I'm still disabled. Just because they don't talk like this doesn't mean that I'm not disabled. And just because I'm not in a wheelchair doesn't mean I don't have severely fucked up back. Let's take a look at some of this garbage. I'm gonna try to hold it so I can see it. Because this ain't easy. This is where I usually sleep. Um, this right here is my printer and my little desk that I work on. There's a little bit of evidence on there, and of course there's garbage all around. Um, I just got a garbage can the other day, specifically because of it, but I don't know where the hell I put it. This right here, this is just a small portion of the paper evidence. Just a small portion of it. Let's take a look at this real quick. This is a whole bag full of evidence. I've been carrying around with me everywhere. Bag number one. Bag number two. Bag number three. the voluntary statement on front. Now, I am glad that the officers gave me a voluntary statement. However, I need help with those. I need positivity in my life in order to function. See, that's what y'all aren't understanding is I have no positivity in my life. I don't have positive people who are actually my friends that we actually go out and do things that are positive and fun. And all these people from Miss Peaches to Raja to Natalie and her family, they all got to do these things. And they still get depressed. Meanwhile, this is something that has been proven time and again is important for mental health. See, there's another bag right here. Chock full of shit. See, every time that I tried to make a report to a mandatory reporter, they wouldn't do it. I ended up with more shit that I got to carry around with me everywhere, hoping that some piece of shit like Jen Beebe, who doesn't do their job, is going to magically decide that, oh yeah, I actually want to work for my money. I actually want to do my job. I actually want to help these people. You guys hear the conversations that we've had with her and her boss. Also, Jeff Ritter's boss, because Jeff Ritter isn't going to return a fucking call. Why? Because he, again, is a mandatory reporter. He can go to prison for what he did, just like Nicole Peralta. They can get their licenses revoked. State of Colorado and the state of Nebraska. And many of these places, and most of these places, the laws concerning mandatory reporters, well, when you first start looking them up, it mostly just says about children. But then when you start reading into it, you realize, because it says so, that, well, elderly, the physically and mentally disabled, at-risk adults, all fall under the same category, same rules, same regulations, same rights, and the same, important for you to understand this, the same mandatory reporting. It doesn't just have to be a child. Now there's even more evidence. Stuff from the Department of Health and Human Services and so on and so forth. This has got Aunt B's address on it. That's my name, so you know how I spell my name. Meanwhile, that's actually her physical address. Her P.O. box number is different. Now we got some of this paperwork, Social Security Administration. This one is from 2nd of April, 2020. Some of these are, this is for my debit card. And these ones are for more than likely bills or for my public pretenders. I will not call them public defenders until they actually defend me. Division of Developmental Disabilities Application Assistance. The Department of Health and Human Services, DHHS, application process for developmental disability eligibility includes the following. I got a bunch of shit like this. But the problem is, once you've tried to turn in mandatory reporters for not doing their jobs, especially law enforcement, and they want you to go to very specific doctors, ones who are on their payroll. And by payroll, I don't necessarily even mean that they get paid. These might be friends with the officers. These might just be, as Pamela Cardi put it, rubber stamps for the prosecution. Although in this case, it wouldn't necessarily be for the prosecution, would it? There's a Nebraska power of attorney. I literally cannot defend myself without a power of attorney because I get called mentally ill. That means somebody else has to care enough to step up. be in my corner, actually be in my corner, instead of telling me to do things that I'm not allowed to because of the term mentally ill. Things that they will deny me, those basic human rights that you all, well, take so much advantage of and pretend that everyone is as spoiled as your bitch ass. Now, also, there's the fact that low income here is kind of screwed up. The conversation that I had with the lady who run this place before I moved in here and things that she had to say afterwards are not the same thing. A lot of people did that. Now, one of the things that they do here in the low income to try to save money, because, see, low income, whether you want to believe it or not, it's a business. Cindy, the lady who runs this place, has to keep a bottom line. That bottom line is currently my refrigerator. I want to show you this. See, that's my refrigerator. My next door neighbor lady, she's probably in her 70s or 80s. Her refrigerator wasn't working, and Janet Roberts moved out of here, and they were supposed to replace her refrigerator. Now, the refrigerator that was in here was taken out because it was nasty and it didn't work. It didn't even turn on, apparently, from what I've been told. Now, the next door neighbor lady, they gave her a brand new refrigerator because her refrigerator didn't work. And what did they do with the old refrigerator they were supposed to dump? Oh, by the way, yeah, it's this one. That's right. They took a refrigerator that they knew didn't work and they put it in this unit. Now, let me show you something. You're going to love this. It's on. You can hear that it's on. I want you to take a look in there. Take a look at that. See all that stuff that's in my freezer? This milk has been in here a while. In my freezer. Isn't that nasty? It's still liquid. Mountain Dew has been in my freezer. Still liquid. It's warm. Matter of fact, it's warmer than it is out here. By the way, you guys paid for a brand new refrigerator for this particular apartment. It's been paid for. Whether or not it actually exists or not is beyond me. See, well, take a look at the big ginormous mess because there is a lot of garbage. Now, some of that stuff isn't actually garbage. There's stuff in it. This is what I was using as a garbage can. This right here. That's what I was using when I decided that if I had to spend another fucking night in this place with nobody to talk to and no fucking friends and no help, that I was gonna fucking blow my goddamn head off. Fuck it. Alright, this right here is a table full of craft stuff that I was gonna work on, but you know, there's no purpose to any of this without love. And all of these people who claim to love me showed me that they don't. That I am not even worth telling the truth for. I'm not even worth speaking up for. Of course, these people have their fears. They're afraid of the very same cops that you, who are black folks, are afraid of. Yes, white folks are afraid of those people too, especially low income. They can do whatever they want to us and get away with it because they know we don't have the money for a civil lawyer. And that's something that nearly every single fucking officer is fucking thrown in my goddamn face. Let's take a look at my bathroom. This bed right here, a very sweet young lady who I have known for years brought that over for me, and it was dirt fucking cheap too. Got a shit ton of toilet paper, of course. And then I don't know if you can see, I don't know if this is high quality enough for you to see all of the streaks that are going down my wall. There, there. I mean, the place is just basically nasty. Just coloration all over the place. And on my paperwork, they didn't write any of that down. They didn't write down about any of the cigarette burns in the floor. They didn't write down anything about the refrigerator not working. Now let's take a short walk outside, and I'm going to try not to walk too far because I don't want to lose connection. We'll turn on my light out there so we can see better. Somebody brought me some dead flowers. Isn't that sweet? I'm not sure if you can see them because I can't see it while I'm holding it like that. This place is set up similar to a villa or a Roman army camp. Got instead of 4 walls and then a bunch of barrack blocks in between or inside of the walls, the houses or the apartment buildings, and there's 4 of them. There's this one right here, and mine is number 103. And there's that one over there, and that one right there actually used to be my apartment before Natalie was killed. Matter of fact, it was still my apartment after Natalie was killed, but I couldn't get here and I lost the place. In the very center, we have the office building. That's where the laundry machine is. Now there's 4 apartments per building, times 4 buildings, that's 16 apartments. And right in the center where this main building is, in a Roman camp, this would be called a Principia, or Principia, depending on how you want to pronounce it, because Latin's a dead language. Nobody really knows how it was actually spoken. The accent gets lost and everything else like that. Apparently I walked too far. But this is the main office building. I signed that paperwork saying that everything was fine and dandy in my apartment with the agreement that we're going to go back through it after this whole COVID-19 thing is done. Yeah, thank you. I guess now what I'm going to do is, oh shit. It's a P38. I found it on the ground here. I was showing you all a P38 can opener the other day. It's amazing. So that's pretty much low income. When I lived here before, they had internet. If I'd have been able to come here to my apartment after Natalie died, instead of being victimized by the police and the public over slander, I would have been able to defend myself. I would have been able to see my loved ones. I would have been able to tell them what was going on when it made a difference, instead of being cut off from them by the Bollinger family and their cronies and the police. They did everything in their power to make sure that while people were listening, that I didn't get to show anything. They've gone out of their way every step of the way to cover for the wrongdoing of all of these mandatory reporters. So I'm going to make a video about that next.